Hi, I'm BenKii. If you clicked on this video, then that must mean you finished playing through the epic game known as Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and are wanting to know, what all just happened in that game? Fear not, fellow adventurer, since I'll be breaking down the events of the story and explaining their meaning, all the way up to the very controversial endings, and discussing my thoughts on which ending is the one I prefer. So, obvious spoiler warning for a video about spoiling story. Now that we've got that warning out of the way, where should I begin?
For those who come after. Time for a swim. Right?
How about right here? Right when the expedition makes a landfall. This is where they meet old Gustav.
You're old.
At least I think it's Gustav. Dude's wearing similar clothes and Oh, shoot! Nope, that's a bad Gustav. Very bad.
Fall back! Keep going! Come on! White folks are dead, we're getting the fuck.
Game over. Failed to parry the attack. But tomorrow comes for good old Gustav. How did he survive? Don't know, but I have a theory that I'll share a little later in the video.
How? You guys, you're alive!
Gustav eventually meets up with the other survivors from Expedition 33, Lune, CL, and Mael. That is all that remains of their team. So naturally, Gustav wants to give up.
Oh, fuck the mission! What are we gonna do, huh?
But Lune convinces him to continue.
When one falls, we continue.
Yes, I know.
When one falls. When one falls. Not if, when. We knew not all of us would make it, but we continue. As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
Great speech, but Gustav probably should have listened to his conscience. Great. Future old man Gustav just killed off my favorite character.
I'm sorry you're caught in the middle, but I did try to warn you.
What? Middle-aged Gustav? There's 3 of them.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
No, it turns out that these are 3 separate characters. The old man here is called Renoir, and he just got put on my frack you list right next to Sephiroth for killing off favorite characters. This old fart also happens to be the father to the new guy here.
What's your name?
Versa.
More like worse so, if you ask me. Dude comes in here, starts taking Gustav's weapons, Gustav's abilities, and even Gustav's hair. That's just wrong on so many levels. And then later, he admits this.
Did you let Renoir kill Gustav?
Mael? Kill him!
Goodbye.
You have been avenged, Gustav. Oh, looky! There's treasure where Gustav died.
Good stuff.
You know, that song is some really good stuff.
Did I die again?
Anyway, getting off track here. Verso claims to be with Expedition 0, the first expedition formed when the monolith first appeared, and just so happens to be immortal, as well as his jerkhead dad.
Some of us stopped aging, and were not affected by the gamage.
So much for killing him off. He decides to help the expedition for his own secretive reasons, by telling them everything they need to do to take down the Paintress.
We should start with the one to the west of the monolith. It's already been weakened by previous expeditions.
Or we embrace the challenge and pick the one in the east.
I like your spirit.
Thank you.
Did you listen to what I just said?
Along the way, he recruits his big French Pooh Bear called SK.
Everyone's mad at you.
To fly them around the world map like an FF airship. He also swings by another place to pick up our Blue Mage party member and his best friend, Minoko.
He transforms by collecting Nevron feet. Don't ask me how it works. I've never understood.
One of those weird wooden Gestrel people.
We're heading for Old Lumiere.
Okay, bye.
There will be a lot of fighting, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Good.
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 Yes, good.
Plus this silent creepo comes with the expedition too. That has gotta be the scariest weapon upgrade guy I've ever seen. Together, they march toward the monolith to face off against Daddy Old Fart and put him down for good.
We only need to incapacitate him.
We'll find a way to kill him.
You've got pictures.
Then it's the Paintress's turn to get smited out of existence.
God damn, that's a big bitch.
But something is amiss. Why is she healing us? Who cares? Kill it! Easy victory! Woo-hoo! We did it! Return to Luminaire and celebrate with some wine and cheese. Uh-oh. But Mr. Werso knew all along that it wasn't the Patrons causing the gommages. It was the thing trapped underneath the monolith. The Paintress was only drawing numbers to signify to the people that those of that age and younger were all she could protect with her continuously draining power.
Your mother paints life, whilst your father, death.
With her now gone, the terror from below has awakened to gommage everyone out of existence. And that terror's name is Renoir. Whoa, 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 back it up. We just killed that dude. Yes, we did. But as Yoda would say,
Always two there are.
that's right. 2 Renoirs. 2 jerkhead dads to kill. Confused? Well, get ready for Act 3, because this is where we find out the world of Clair Obscur is fake.
It's a fake. It isn't real. It's a fake. It's real. Oh.
This is the real world. Everything we've seen up to this point has taken place in this simulated reality created by these people called the Painters. They have the ability to create lifelike worlds using special painting techniques. Kind of makes sense now how all the different environments in the world look like paintings, because the whole world is a painting. This power to create worlds actually reminds me of Myst, where the main guy, Atreus, in that game creates worlds by writing in books.
The writers used you against us once before. They won't hesitate to use you again.
Whoa, so Myst is canon in this universe?
The conflict is spreading, and there are things I must do if we painters are to survive.
And these writers are at war with the Painters? See? I knew not to trust Atreus and his crazy family. They're the bad guys.
I know what I must do. It is done.
Okay, so a little backstory. This is the Descendrois family, made up of Papa Renoir, Maman Aline, and their kids, Clea, Verso, and Alicia. The world of Clair Obscur was created mainly by Verso, with a couple additions put in there by the others. One day, a fire broke out in their mansion that trapped Verso and Alicia. Verso sacrificed his life to save his sister from the fire. However, it left her disfigured and permanently mute. She blames herself for Verso's death because apparently she trusted the writers and they were the ones that caused the fire. Due to the tragic loss of Verso, their mother, Aline, sought out Verso's canvas to grieve within that world, as it was the last piece of him that she had. She even went so far as to create painted facsimiles of her family so she could live out a fantasy life with these painted copies. And so that is why we have 2 Renoirs. One is the real Renoir that went into the canvas to retrieve his wife, and the other is a copy created to protect Aline from anyone that would try to take her away from the canvas. But why doesn't the real Renoir just allow Aline to grieve within this world? Because the canvas is like a drug. It draws you in with its endless possibilities and freedom of creation, but at a cost. The longer you spend within the canvas, the more damage it does to your body, to the point where it will kill you if you stay too long.
This is what I see every day.
This is where Alicia comes into the picture, literally, so to speak, as she decides to go into the canvas herself to try and retrieve her mother, since Renoir has taken too long to get the job done. But when she enters the canvas, she got caught up in one of Aline's newest creations and got painted over. This new creation became
Maëlle.
So Maëlle has been one of these painters the whole time, but because of the paint over job, she ended up with amnesia until the events of Act 3. Aha! That's another JRPG trope used in this game. Just need one more and we'll have JRPG bingo. Earlier I said I had a theory as to how Gustav and the others survived the beach ambush.
Well, I woke up next to a waterfall and...
We can talk later.
I believe the real Renoir saw that these expeditioners had the potential to end the Paintress, since Maëlle was with them. Maëlle, being a Paintress herself, had the power to expel Aline from the canvas. So the real Renoir probably kept these few expeditioners alive so that they could get Maëlle to the monolith and gouge her mom out of the canvas. But anyway, that's just my theory.
Alicia.
Maybe Gustav just had some really good plot armor early on. Wish he had that later.
But I'm not really Verso, and you're not really Maëlle, are you?
You're not Verso, no.
No, you're Worso. This guy knew the entire time that killing the Paintress would end their world, but didn't say a goddamn thing because he wanted to die. He hates the fact that he was created to be a replacement for the real Verso.
You betrayed us! We trusted
You can bring them back too. Yeah?
Now that Maëlle/Alicia has her memories back, she thinks she can convince her papa to spare the world.
No.
Guess not. Renoir is convinced that leaving the canvas intact will just entice their mother to keep coming back to it. But he can't destroy it while Maëlle is still in it, so she hightails it out of there and uses her own paint abilities to bring back Lune and Ciel. Hey, why didn't you bring back Gustav? Would have rather had him back over Worso here. Ah well, probably couldn't afford Daredevil to keep voicing him past Act 1. So the new plan is to face off against Renoir and expel him from the canvas, saving the world from destruction. But he has an overwhelming force of powerful Nevrons at his disposal. This is where Lune's inquisitive mind comes into play, because she discovered earlier that when someone is killed by a Nevron, their chroma stays trapped within their bodies, which prevented the Paintress, Aline, from reacquiring her power. That was how Renoir was continuously draining the Paintress's power. Normally when someone dies, the chroma would return to Aline, but the Nevrons prevented that, so it became a war of attrition between Renoir and Aline. Eventually, Aline would have lost all her power anyway, and would have got kicked out of the canvas. But this provides an opportunity for Maëlle, because now she can absorb the chroma from these dead expeditioners, and use them to create her own force of soldiers to storm Lumiere and take down Papa for good.
Tomorrow comes.
Boy, I get goosebumps every time this plays. Now it's time to one-shot God out of existence.
Bingo.
So after softening Papa up with a big blow to his head, they have a nice heart-to-heart, and he allows Maëlle to stay, and promises to leave the canvas alone.
Keep the light on for you.
But...
Verso.
I'm sorry.
Why the frack did we bring this traitor along again? Dumb Verso is back at it again, betraying everyone. He's gonna do what Renoir couldn't. End the world. Why? This is why.
You're going to die here.
Yeah, he's doing it to save Maëlle because she's gonna die. Because she's too stupid to leave. She's a kid. What do you expect?
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
So now is a choice of which ending to pick. Side with Maëlle and save the canvas. Or side with Verso and end it. Both have very profound meanings. One may think that since this is just a fake world, that you should side with Verso and end it so that the temptation to return is removed permanently, and no one can abuse it further to potentially die. The Descendral family would be able to finally grieve without the aid of this so-called drug called the canvas. Except that this fake world has living sentient beings in it. One could easily write off the inhabitants within the canvas as fake people.
Can you leave? I don't want to draw attention to myself.
But I've watched a lot of Star Trek, so I have a bit of a different perspective when it comes to this subject. Life can come from many places. It can be traditional organic beings, synthetic creations, otherworldly beings of light.
What is it? Closest approximation I could come to would be fibrous asbestos, silicon-based.
or even characters from a holodeck can be considered living beings.
Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits.
It is, as Mr. Spock would say,
it is not life as we know or understand it.
To deny the existence of an entire population simply because it is causing someone you care for distress is selfish. You've got these painters who are godlike beings that create hundreds of worlds at will and don't even think twice about erasing it if it suits their needs. It is irresponsible of one with so much power at their disposal to just callously swipe it away. By picking Verso's ending and essentially ending the world of Clair Obscur, we're denying everyone's right to live and spits in the face of all the previous expedition's sacrifices. They gave their lives so that future generations could live on. There are many examples of sentient life in this canvas. Could a fake person have invented the Lumina converter and harnessed the power of the canvas around them to further the expedition's goal of stopping the Gamages? What about the Nevrons? They were originally created by Clair, another paintress, to keep the chroma out of the paintress's hands, but instead, some of the Nevrons disregarded their duty and pursued their own interests. They became self-aware of their own programming and disregarded it. And what about Verso? He may have started out as a copy of the original Verso, but through his experiences within the canvas, has become someone else entirely. Mostly a jerkhead traitor, but he's still different. Look, he even stated in a journal entry that they all deserve to live.
All of us. We deserve to exist.
So what gives now?
You're going to die here.
Oh yeah, dude wants to self-sacrifice himself so Mael doesn't kill herself in this world. Okay, that makes sense.
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other.
All of these traits are examples of an evolving sentient species. To destroy the canvas isn't like deleting a game off your hard drive. It would be more like genocide of an entire world's worth of species. Let me put it another way. The painters are akin to our version of a god. They can create and destroy at a flick of a finger.
Out of this canvas!
Now Daddy God wants to wipe out the world just because Wifey God won't leave the last place her dead son created. What if that situation occurred here on Earth? Would we stand for it? Or are we gonna go kick God's ass and tell him to frack off? Just so y'all know, that was rhetorical. We're kicking his ass. So, my pick is to go with Mael. All the way!
Ah, not again. Oh well.
But, just for the sake of playing devil's advocate, let's argue in favor of Verso's ending, using Star Trek once again as a point of reference. This canvas world is actually very similar to Star Trek's holodeck. It's a generated world with boundless potential, and even characters that seem lifelike. Key word is seem. Yes, future episodes discovered that holodeck characters can become self-aware.
You know what you are.
A holodeck character? I became self-aware. I am alive. That's not possible. But here I am.
But earlier iterations of them were nothing more than advanced NPCs in a video game. These holodecks can even be very addictive. In one episode of TNG, Reginald Barclay was so addicted to the holodeck that it affected his work performance aboard the Enterprise. Through the help of his fellow officers, he was able to curb his addiction, but the draw to go back was always there, as you can see in a future Voyager episode that he did. That's the reason why Verso wants to destroy the canvas. As long as the temptation exists, Mael and Aline will keep coming back to it. So Verso does just that, and decides to end the program. He says goodbye to SK, Minoko, CL, maybe not so much Lune. Look, I feel you, girl. I want to tear this guy a new a-hole too. If we assume for a moment that the canvas is just a video game crutch for drowning in their sorrows, then this would be a proper ending so that everyone can finally grieve for Verso and be able to move on with their lives. But the Mael ending brings back good stuff, Gustav. So bye-bye, Verso.
I don't want this life.
Stop saying that.
I don't want this life.
Go play a sad piano song. Wait, is Mael the bad guy here? Am I sure this is the right ending? Someone in the comments tell me I made the right choice. Oh look, New Game Plus.